here we are in the beautiful Manawatu in the central part of New Zealand that we call home. Today we're heading off to New Zealand's most famous water park. It's about a 2.5 hour drive across some beautiful countryside, so join us as we check it out together. Welcome to Woodville. Yesterday was a public holiday, so not a lot happening here. It's 8:20. This is Dannevirke, famous for its Viking history. So lots of Scandinavians moved in here and lots of redheads around. Again, a very typical main street for a small New Zealand town. Some beautiful old buildings here on the left. Alright, we've made it to Splash Planet, 2 hour drive later, and here we are lining up to get tickets at the front entrance. Bit of a queue, parking lot's quite full already. So they seem to be letting people in already. We're here at opening time, 10 AM. Super friendly staff here at the ticket office, and we're about to get our bands on our arm. Great, and we're in. So it's already quite busy. It's just opened up. Alright, now the way it seems to work is you stake your claim, don't you? You find your spot, and then that's where you leave your non-valuables for the day. So the girls have gone to get changed. While they're doing that, let me give you a bit of a look around here. You've got this train over here that goes all the way around the park. So we'll probably hop onto that later. You've got the lazy river down here, which goes in a big loop under this bridge and around. And then of course you've got your big slides up over here. We'll be checking those out a bit later. But they also have a whole bunch of other activities here, things like go-karts that you can ride on, zip lines, play areas for the kids. So we're going to check all those out earlier before we do anything else. It has already started to get a lot warmer here, but it's still relatively cool. I've still got a long sleeve top on, I don't feel too hot. So we're probably going to check out the go-karts and a few other things first before we hit the water. We've got a volleyball court here we might test out later. You've got the lazy river across here. This is New Zealand. Generally crime is pretty low. There's a little bit of petty crime. But we've chosen to leave our non-valuable items just on the benches there. It seems to be what everyone does. And we're just going to put valuables in the locker. Well, I have to say, staff here are incredibly friendly and helpful, very unlike our experience on the Gold Coast at SeaWorld and at Movie World. They seem to enjoy working here. They've been very helpful. Now, what I have learned is that if you want a locker, lockers are 10 New Zealand dollars a day. You can purchase them at the entrance. They give you a wristband like this, which you scan against your locker. So Grace and I are going to start with the go-karts today. The queue is not too long, which is great. They do have the option for 2-seater go-karts, so if you have kids that don't want to go on their own maybe the first time, then you can take the 2-seater go-kart. So we'll check it out. Looks like good fun, doesn't it? Not very fast. You're not allowed to use just your jandals or your flip-flops, so that's what we're doing now.
I want to drive.
Grace, how are you feeling about this? Why is that? A little bit nervous about speed?
Well, because you're driving, so it'll be like someone driving in you're a maniac when it comes to driving, so it's just like...
I'll be driving and we'll see how it goes. Alright Grace, what did you think of the Formula 1 go-kart racing?
Very, very fun, but the only downside that there was that it didn't go fast enough for me.
That's right, didn't go fast enough. This is a child who sometimes feels a bit anxious, but I knew she'd love it, and she did. Okay, so we're heading over to have a look at some of the water slides and try them out. Looks pretty good. I have to say that everything here so far looks quite well maintained as well. Wasn't sure if we'd find it was run down or not, but yeah, it's really pretty good. Check out the cool murals over here as well. Very cool. Picking up a single tube, the others will use double, and that one's going a bit flat, Grace. You might want to wait for another one. Climbing to the top here. So Grace and Elizabeth will go down together and I will go on my own. Let's check it out. That's fantastic. The water is a bit cold. It's early February, it's cold here, it's about 11 AM, but good fun. Alright, here we go. It's super fast and we're on a very deflated lilo this time. Oh, that's amazing. Alright, so we're going to try this one over here in a minute. It's another open one, comes all the way up here. Should be good fun as well. We're just waiting for Elizabeth to come down. Here comes one. Another big advantage of Splash Planet here over what we saw at Wet n Wild in Australia is there's just really short gaps between rides, 5 or 6 seconds between riders going down the main water slides, more like what you'd expect to see at your local swimming pool. And so you get many more rides in a short amount of time. We're about to do our third ride down a water slide and we've only been doing this for about 10 minutes. You wait for the light. Is it closed? It's quite good.
It's actually open down there. Oh, no.
Elizabeth and Grace are about to do this side-by-side one up here. Can't really get a good angle of it from here, but it comes down here. Fantastic. And there they are. People coming down this slide. Alright, I'm about to try the dark ride. I have a bit of a phobia of these, so I'm going to give it my best go. Once I'm inside, there's no turning back, so it's 30 seconds in the dark. Let's have a look at the sorts of snacks and food they can buy here. This is the fuel shed. You can get an idea of pricing over here. It's actually all fairly reasonable. I'd probably think that $20 is a little bit much for a pizza, but everything else is quite reasonable. $9.50 for a hamburger, chips you can add for $5. So again, you compare it to some of the Aussie Gold Coast parks, the pricing here is far more reasonable. Jungle Jeeps, Grace. What are you most looking forward to about this?
I think it's going to be very bumpy.
Grace crashed us the first second we got going. We'll see how we go now. Straight down the middle. Well, turn hard, turn hard. Alright. I can see that giving driving lessons one day is going to be a huge amount of fun. I feel like my back is broken, but we made it. Don't stop, brake. Okay, some more driving lessons needed, I think. So here we are at the Fantasyland Express, platform 9 3/4. Grace decided she wanted to be in the open one, and we're off. Way to spend the afternoon. Hop in here to find out. Oh gosh, the water's so cold. So we're still waiting here for some tubes. If people want to go around more than once, then obviously they don't hand over their tubes, which is fair enough. On something like this, they really need a few more tubes. We found the same at the slides where you have to go down on Lilo. Didn't really have enough. That's pretty much the only complaints I can think of here so far though. Alright, it's absolutely bitterly cold, but it's good fun. Looks like Mum may have passed away back there on the tube. That's a really long ride, isn't it? The lazy river, it was great. Takes a really long time to do one lap. We only did one lap, probably took 5 or 6 minutes, so good fun. Alright, we've actually left Grace to just keep doing the water slides on her own here behind us. She's confident enough to do that on her own. But we're just talking about the variety of things that you can do here. You can go on the water slides, they've got the go-karts, they've got the trains, there's mini golf that we didn't even look at yet that you can do as well. There's the jungle jeep, there's a splash pad area here for kids with smaller water slides. It just feels like you could keep doing different things all day. Queues are not very long, even though it's busy here, with the rider going every few seconds, much faster than at Wet n Wild, where it's 40 or 50 seconds between riders, which is a really long wait. One downside is you can end up crashing into someone, as I did inside the dark slide earlier, who I don't know how they were going that slowly. I waited for my green light And
the sign actually says no stopping, and I'm like, how would you stop? But that woman obviously managed to stop.
I don't know how you stop inside, but she managed it. That's an achievement in and of itself. But other than that, yeah, it's been fantastic. Food prices are good, far more reasonable. It's clean. Everything feels quite new and well looked after. The grass areas are great. The picnic areas like this are fantastic. It's safe. We've used the locker all day for valuables, but you know, your towels and your food and so on, you can just leave here at your picnic bench. So yeah, it's been fantastic. We're going to sit here and relax a little, and we can still see Grace hopping on the slides over there. So it's about 3:40 in the afternoon now. The weather's become quite grey, as you can see up there. We haven't had any rain, but it's really cooled down quite a lot, so we're going to head off on our way. But I think it's safe to say we all had a great time. Is that right, Grace?
Yeah.
What did you like most?
There was a slide that had little mats that you could sit on to go down it, and it was a single person. Or you could not have a mat. But if you have a mat, you go so fast that sometimes you flick backwards and have to try and turn yourself around again.
Fantastic.
But it's still fun.
Sounds awesome. What was Mum's favourite?
Well, just that it's so family friendly.
Yeah.
You know, it's quick. The rides are quick, so you're never actually waiting very long at all.
Lots of good use of time. Agreed. Here we come to the gift shop.
Mum, close your eyes.
All right, and back out to the car.
Unless I've missed something, they only have one set of changing rooms in the indoor pool area.
Right.
Very limited showers.
Right.
Which, if you don't live here or you're going on somewhere else, you might want to have a shower.
Yep, that's a fair point.
Tube shortage.
And a shortage of tubes, especially in the lazy river.
Donuts that you sit in.
Yes, but really that's about all I can think of that wasn't fantastic. So that's Splash Planet. Enjoy this typical Kiwi sunset on our way home from Splash Planet. Then give us a big thumbs up and click subscribe. We'll talk again soon. Take care.